Hi guys and welcome to new episode. And this one is very very special to me because I have a guest once again and I have eileenalister with me. So welcome here my angel. I'm so excited to do this. I'm literally smiling like ear to ear.
I'm choosing as well. Hi,
How's your day
Eileen.
been?
It's been great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm on a break, so I'm trying to get as many of these as possible. So yeah, it's
Amazing.
been pretty good.
That's so good to
Um
hear.
How's your recent days been? You can just like tell us how you're feeling and what's been going on.
Well, so the last few weeks have been crazy. I was able to hop on a tour with Beyond Her Business, which was the most fun I've had in a very long time, and I got to meet so many people that I've like met online already. That's been crazy. And then I also released a new song, which I was so excited about. And now, tonight I have a show, so I'm preparing for that, and then I'm just super excited to announce new stuff and for everything that's like gonna happen in the next few months.
Oh, I'm so excited. You've had a pretty rough summer with many festivals. Can you like talk about it? Like how's that been? It's been your like first, I guess, like kind of
hmm
summer like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I think I had my very first show performing live with my own music in April, and then everything happened super quickly. I'd say I had my first festival summer where we at some point had like two shows a weekend, or like I think the longest break we've had in between shows was like a week or two, which was crazy. It was a dream come true, honestly. Like I would never complain about that. It was so cool. And I got to learn a lot. And we've played like bigger festivals and bigger shows and then like really small intimate ones. And I think I learned a lot this summer about performing and feeling comfortable on stage. But it's also been like a lot. I feel like I never really was able to like fully go in chill mode and like I don't know if you know what I mean, but like relax. Because every time I was like laying down, I was like, oh, I mean, I could chill now, but I have this show in like 2 days and I want to prepare for that and I want to be ready. So I was really excited for um a quick break. We didn't really took a break right now because of the tour we've had and um everything's been just so crazy. And I honestly at this point don't even feel like I need a break because everything that I get to do right now fulfills me so much. So I still feel energized and really happy.
No, it's insane. Like I remember seeing your TikTok about Gracie or Abrams. You had her shirt on and you were like, I'm calling all Gracie lovers. And
Yeah, oh
I
my God, I remember.
Yes, and that was the first TikTok I saw. And you had like 3,000 followers on Instagram and like around 5 on TikTok. And I was like, this girl is gonna go big.
Oh my
But I
God, who
didn't
knows?
expect that being like, it was just me and this other like fan account. It was just us two.
It was you
And
too, I
then,
know, I remember.
yes, and then everyone started to come. And then you had like 10K and like 20 in like 2 weeks. And I was like, what the hell is
It
happening?
was
Like, I'm
nuts.
super proud of you. Like, that's insane.
No, but I feel like that's what I've been like trying to get across to you. Like I'm truly so grateful for you because I remember exactly like there was this the other fan page and that was surreal. And then like I think 2 days later, I was sitting in a coffee and I checked Instagram and then I saw like Eileen's girly. And I think you like in one day you did like three posts or something, and it was just like the like the most poetic, sweet like caption ever, and then just like fun post. And I was just like in this little like cafe in my city, and I was just like sobbing, like this is so surreal to me. And then I mean, obviously, I don't need to tell you how like grateful I am for you. Like you did so much for me, and you've really are like such a backbone of this community I was able to build, and you've connected so many people with each other, and I don't know, you're so special to me. Like I'm so happy that we get to do this together right now because I feel like I miss talking to you.
Oh, I missed you so much. I was like, I'm so proud of her, but also what these people know about you, you know? Like, what the hell is going on? And I'm always like under your post, like, what do they know about you? And then I post it, and then I'm like, you need to shut up for a second. Like, that is so inconvenient of you. Like, be quiet. But no, but like everyone's been just so sweet, and the group chat and everything. And I just
It's
can't
the
believe.
sweetest.
Um, but let's go to beginning. Like, how
Yeah.
did your journey in music begin? Was there a particular moment or person that inspired your start?
Well, I think I have a pretty cliche answer for that. I've been singing like literally since forever, and I feel like I started singing before talking. It was just like I have like a musical family, not necessarily that they're singers, but my dad is obsessed with music and he has this huge vinyl collection and there was just always music playing in the household, so I think that's what like really pushed me to just always sing along. And then I just started with some YouTube videos and I feel like I've told this story a couple of times, but I don't think I've ever told it in English, so I think that's a good premiere here. So I started posting on YouTube, but I chose a different name. I think it was like um Eileen something else. And I started posting the videos and then I also I think believe did an Instagram account, but with a different email address. And because I was so scared of I'm, like, living in a sm I was living in a small town, and I was so scared of others to, like, find this and make fun of me. So I did it sort of incognito, and then because one girl had the email address I was using, it was suggested to her, and she literally showed the entire, like, class, and that was so embarrassing, and everybody made fun of me. I remember exactly, it was, the Anne Marie alarm cover. I don't know if you know the song, like, "There goes the alarm ringing in my head."
Yes, yes.
This one. And I mean, I agree with them. It wasn't my best performance. It was very shaky. I looked really funny. My mic holder was like an umbrella holder. It was very improvised, but I tried, I tried. Um, and then I deleted everything, and then I went full on Hannah Montana. I ordered a real hair wig with my entire pocket money and contacts and went by the name Haley L. Jordan and don't even like try to deep dive the internet. I really erased everything. Um, did that for a few months and then it all got discovered again, deleted it, and then I think I took like a year or 2-year break with posting me singing songs on the internet. I also did the You Now live streams for quite some time, which was super fun. And then I got into like a new friend group and they really started to push me like just post your music on like your actual social media accounts, and I did that, and the comments were really positive and everybody was really excited. And then not soon after I got messages from producers and managers and stuff, but not like small producers and small managers, and I started to work with a producer, and that unfortunately wasn't the best experience of my life. um and the manager who texted me took me like sort of under his roof, and I also signed with like this small indie label for a few years, I think 2. um and then that didn't really work out as well just because they're not in the pop industry. It was like more rap based. So we eventually parted ways, but in like a very like cordial and nice way. We're still all friends. And then I found my new team at the beginning of this year or like at the end of last year. And now it's just been I think I the like the changing point for me was when I met my producer last May, because we were just able to he just got the style of music wanting to make completely. And we've I think after our two first sessions we went to the mountains and locked ourselves in a little cabin for like 4 days and did 10 songs, came back, and then it was just that's where like all the songs happened. And then he introduced me to my now manager, and now we have like a whole new team, and it's just the best thing ever. But it was a rocky start, I think.
Oh my god, I didn't expect that. First of all, I'm sorry this happened to you, like all the bullying and stuff. I feel like all the divas out there just have to go through this because people are just so cruel and I just don't
They
understand.
are.
But okay. Um, and whenever I think, when you said that you were singing since you were like really little, I always
Mhm.
think about that photo of you with like a little microphone and the green eyebrows. It's just
Oh,
so iconic.
like the brat eyebrows.
Yes. So I always think of her and I'm like, oh my
True.
God, if she's seeing what's happening right now, she's like, oh my God, is this me? Like, that's crazy.
Oh
So,
no, she'd freak. She'd freak out, of course.
no, I'm just so proud of you. And I'm glad you found people who pushed you to do this because I think it's
Mhm.
important to be in like, with people who truly like support you. And I mean, that's great. Like, I also, that I don't know. I think some people know, but I don't know if they know that I started this podcast in
Mhm.
2022. But then I also deleted everything because people were really mean.
You did?
And yeah,
Oh
yeah, they
my.
were. No, I did like 6 episodes. Like, I was just like really into it. And then I got a few like anonymous hate comments. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I'm not gonna do it. And then I started um this year again. So I took like a year break. And I started again and people just like enjoy it. So anyone out there who's hearing this, like, just never give up. I also see in our group a few people who just like to be singers because you actually inspired them. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh,
But like, you're
yeah, I
such,
see. I'm seeing it, and it's so cool.
yeah, like, you're such an inspiration. So thank you for sharing this. And I'm sure that whoever hears this right now, they will be very inspired to do so.
Oh, but also thank you. I mean, you're pretty much doing the exact same thing, and I'm so happy for you and with you that you restarted the podcast because I feel like what I'm seeing online is that the podcast is also like a safe space for lots of people. So thank you for creating that, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Who are some of your biggest musical influences and how have they shaped your sound?
Oof. I feel like oh, I've wait, let me think about that quickly. Um, I had a discussion with my producer a few weeks ago, and I was telling him like I feel like an inspiration. Like if you have, for example, many inspirations and you put all of them together, I feel like that's how my like music genre taste or the music I make now was created by like just putting all of my inspirations that I've had into like one big bucket and stirring it and then like you have a new sound, I guess. I feel like for me, I for sure have um Olivia Rodrigo, but I feel like I have a bunch of inspirations and I'm inspired by them in different ways. For example, with Olivia, I'm super inspired that she is able to like mix really sad and like sad ballads and sad songs with super etchy rocky songs as well. Like she's proving that you can do both, which I absolutely love. And I feel like I'm also sort of doing when you compare like Corpse Bride and Made of Glass. um then I'm super inspired by Taylor Swift, of course. With her, it's definitely the songwriting that I'd say inspires me most, and also that she's able to or that she has been able to keep a fan base from the age of like pretty much 5 to 85. Lana Del Rey is definitely another big inspiration. Also when it comes to lyrics and like the dreamy cinematic sound, I'd say. Also production wise, I love her music very much. And then obviously Gracie Abrams. I'm also a huge fan of hers and her songwriting skills and the way she like tells stories. I think is super interesting and it's not necessarily it has lots of poetic lines in it, but then also super like straightforward forward for example um like such a dick for example it's like so in your face but then there's like another sentence where it's so poetic. I think she's mixing it perfectly. But then also so many more. Amy Winehouse, Lord. I love Lord. Clairo. There's so many. Billie Eilish, of course. There's so many. I could talk about this for the entire podcast.
I mean, we can, but yeah, I definitely hear like all of them, but also even though music is influenced obviously by other people, you're still like, I don't know how to explain this. It's gonna sound very cringe, but it sounds just like you. Like, I cannot explain, like, I've never met an artist who was, yes, inspired, we could call that, but also just like so true to themselves and their sound, and you're not like scared to experiment. Like, for example, I love Bet You Hate Me. This is like such a Gracie song, I would say, or like Lana kind of song.
Hmm.
But I also love Silly Crush, and they're like completely different. Or also Made of Glass.
That
um
makes me
as
so
you
happy.
as you said, it just sounds just like you. And they're just so personal but also very fun. Like, anyone can find anything. Like, whenever I have happy day, I just play one of your songs, and when I'm sad, I also play one of your songs, and when I'm angry, I'm also gonna play one of your songs. Like, whenever I'm feeling some kind of way, I just
There's
can
like
hit
one
that
for every
playlist.
mood.
Yes, I'm just gonna hit that playlist and be like, "Yup." And also, this is very silly, but this playlist has already, I checked this morning, it has 441 saves. Like, what the hell?
That is crazy. That is absolutely insane.
That's crazy. I was like, this was supposed to be for me and 10 other fan pages out there. Like, what the hell? And people are DMing me and are like, "Oh, is this your playlist?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's mine."
Like your playlist goes viral.
Yeah. I'm the girl who made the eileenalister playlist. Yup, I'm gonna put it in my resume. Thank you. So yeah, I just really
Iconic.
wanted to say that. And also, I was actually like listening to one of your songs. I don't remember which. I think it was Voices. And
Hmm.
I was thinking about if you would make something Lord kind of way, like melodrama. I think it would just suit you so well. So yeah, when you said Lord, my heart skipped a beat, because really that would be just amazing. But yeah, many of your songs seem deeply personal. And how do you find the balance between vulnerability and artistry, but also not showing too much, but also like saying what you want to say? Like, how do people do that? I feel like I would just yup it all out and I would have no shame, but you keep it pretty professional. So how do you work with that?
I think that's something that I'm still trying to figure out. It's obviously, I think sometimes a little hard to um make sure you don't like put out too much of yourself, but then also be vulnerable enough for other people to relate. I think because I pretty much process and heal everything I'm going through by writing songs, they're super personal. But I've also written songs before and even produced them where I'm like, I don't want to put them out, or I'm not ready yet to put them out. Um, I think sort of a rule I made for myself is um like write the song and produce the song, or like write the song when you're going through it, produce the song when you're that doesn't really matter when you're still going through it or later. But I'm always putting a song out when I'm already like a little healed. Like not in the state of like like for example when I write a song about a breakup and I'm still very much going through that breakup, I'm very hesitant to put that song out right now, and I'd rather wait a while until I'm like to some extent a little healed, a little better. I think that helped me because that in that way, like I think it just works better for me to not listen to a song or like I don't even know how to explain. I think you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
like when I'm going through it, I am more scared to release a song, I guess. So I'd rather wait, but obviously, also put out songs that are very personal that I'm still going through. But we've also been like we have a few songs in our little bucket that I know I want to put out at some point, but I feel like I'm not ready yet, if that makes sense. but I'm still trying to figure out like how much do I want to share? Like how badly do I want to bash a person who did me wrong in a song? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I could and if I know I wouldn't regret it later on, I'd be like, fuck you, oh, can I curse? I'm sorry.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I'd bash and like I had so many ideas for this one song to be just like the biggest bitch about this person who crossed me. And then I was like, okay, but like, can I say this in a more poetic way and like a little like more settled and quiet? Just because I know myself and I know at some point I would regret it. But other times I'm just like, no, let's just pretty much like name call a person. But I feel like I'm figuring it out as I go.
Yeah, yeah, I completely understand because I mostly ask this because I feel like some fans have very parasocial relationship with their favorite artists, whatever they think
Mhm.
that they know everything. And I don't know, I just feel like for example, Taylor Swift, like we think we know so much about her and her relationships or whatever, but we really don't know what's happening behind closed doors, and art can be perceived in so many ways. So
Yeah.
I don't know, sharing that you you see it in this way is, I feel like, really important because we really don't know what's happening behind whenever you do music or don't do music. Like I wish people would be a little more respectful towards this and how people share their experience. And actually that's such a great point, to not share things when you're not healed. I'm gonna take that to heart also, not in a music way but in other ways too. So thank you.
And I mean,
um
I'm obviously like I failed at that before, and I think that there's not necessarily. I'm not. I think I said it was a rule of mine. It's not. It's just like something I've experienced in the past for me to make sense.
yeah, yeah, I
But
get it.
I will always be very personal and vulnerable in my songs. Mm, that I will never like get rid of for sure.
Yeah, and I appreciate when artists are like that. But do you, when you're writing songs, like, is it always about you, or do you just like take inspiration from other people's lives or emotions or whatever's happening?
Mm. Well, I think most of my songs, I'd say like 98% of my songs are about me and my experiences. But I've also written songs about like like there's this one song I've written about a movie I've watched, which is like a cool song, but obviously not my favorite because I can't relate to it as much. I think if I write a song about something, I have to relate or like feel something towards it to some extent. I've also written songs about like something friends went through, but then I'm also like emotionally invested in this because I obviously love my friend and I feel for my friend. Um, I just have to feel something about the situation I'm writing about to some extent. But I think most of my songs are about me or people very close to me.
Yeah. mm, yeah, I get it. Like, you can't always relate to your friends, and even though you're trying to help them, you I think the best way is to just listen to them. But I don't know, sometimes I like songs that I don't relate to because I can just be delusional. But
Like,
yeah,
same
I'm
for
like,
sure,
yup, I'm just gonna make up a scenario while I'm going to bed. So that's pretty cool. But also about the
as you
movie,
should.
that's cool. Like, it reminded me of Madison Beer's songs. "Follow the White Rabbit" is inspired by Alice in the Wonderland. It's one of my
Hmm.
favorites. So I don't know, maybe it
Same.
could be a fan favorite. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you like don't feel like putting it out because you don't relate to it in any way, then obviously, like, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, no,
um
I mean, I'm definitely planning on putting it out at some point, but it's just not there yet. I'd say, but I love writing. There's also a song. I'm just gonna name drop the song because I don't know if it's ever gonna come out, but it's like um boy band pretty, I think I called it once, and it was just like a song about a dream I've had where I sort of fell in love with this bad guy guitar player, and it was super fun to write. I had the most amazing time, and it was just like sort of I had this dream and then I just sort of built a life around this dream I've had one night, and that was I've had the most amazing time writing it, but it's just obviously not as personal as like a song I wrote about a hard time I was going through. But I still love it and I still would love to put out stuff like that.
You don't know how many delusional girlies would love this one. Like I would personally. Like having a dream about someone, like, excuse me, like that would be perfect. Yeah.
Fair enough. I might put it out.
I mean, music is very various, so you can just like do whatever. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Um, Looking back, because I don't know, I feel like you've grown so much. I mean, looking back at May and now here, and I'm never gonna shut up about this. I was like, have y'all been here when she had like 2 3K? Like,
Have you
excuse
though?
me.
Have you?
What has been the biggest lesson you've learned as an artist?
Uh, mm, well, industry wise, I'd say I think I'm definitely not the first person to say that, but don't trust any like just everybody. Not everyone who seems like it has the best intentions in you or your project or your artistry. Um, I feel like you can't be naive in the industry at all. Um, and there's also lots of people who don't necessarily see you as an artist, more like a financial gaining, for example. Um, that's definitely one. And then also, I feel like there's lots of people in the music industry or in general, not necessarily even the industry itself, but like they're super happy for you and your success and everything you achieve as long as it's below their success, if that makes sense. Like they're cheering for you very hard for each success you have, if it's like as long as it's not better or higher or bigger than that what they are achieving, if you know what I mean. I feel like I've came across lots of people like that, which is also like a lesson learned. Because I feel like if you're like this, then you're not necessarily genuinely happy for someone, just happy as long as they're not better than you, I guess. Better than you is completely wrong said. It's just like as long as their success is below theirs. That's one thing. Um, and then obviously like when it comes to social media and stuff, not to compare yourself or your numbers to other artists, because I feel like like especially in the music industry, everybody has their own speed and like way of growing. Like for me, I was stuck at a certain number for the longest time ever. And then all of a sudden it like sort of started to grow quickly. Whereas others post a video and it goes viral, for example, and they just immediately like speed up to a certain number and then they're stuck at this number. You can't compare your growing pattern or even like the growing of a fan base, for example, to others, because each and every artist has their unique way, I'd say. And then also like I'd say get inspired by others, um but do your own thing. I feel like that's also an important one, because if everybody just starts to do the same, then it's just going to be lame. But there's so much and I feel like I'm still learning more and more every day, and I'm making mistakes as I go, also when it comes to communicating with people and um like keeping in contact with the fan base. I think that's also something that is super important to me, if not the most important thing, because I feel like at the end of the day, the fans are the backbone of everything you do. Like if you don't have people that listen to your music and show up at your concerts, then it doesn't matter if you have a million followers and $1 million. Like you're not a successful artist, and you're not. I make music for like people to relate to it, and if no one listens, then oops. So I feel like that's always been a priority to keep um that very close, and I'm trying my hardest to do it, but obviously um as I grew a little this year, it's not the same as it was, for example, like in May, where I was able to chat with every single person that messaged me and like full on conversations, and now I like which is so good, I'd say, but it also makes me sad. Like I get so many messages I can't reply to each and every single message, which makes me sad but also happy, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Um.
just did like a full curveball. I don't know where I started this conversation.
No, no, no. I got it. So you first started with with like the not supporting you when you're an artist, and oh my god, I just like never got that ever. And so many people talk about it, like how you as an artist are not happy with for your other artist friends, or whenever you're
Mhm.
not friends, but just like people who work in the music industry. Like I'll just I don't think I'll ever get that. Like I am not jealous of other people who do interviews, or I don't know, in or in the fandom. Like it's really just like insane when an artist is interacting with other fans more times than this, and I'm like like just be happy for people, or I don't know, I just like don't get being jealous. I mean, obviously happened to me before, but as I grow older, and I like to think wiser, that jealousy just truly gets you nowhere, and you really need to work harder and harder. So I'm sorry this
Very
happened
true.
to you, especially when you just like started to be known. And that's such an amazing achievement. But also we talked about it with my other friend, and she was like, this eileenalister singer, she is just so awesome at promoting herself. Like I think that's what got you to do these numbers. Like the content, it's not boring, it's not repetitive, you can always find something new, and I think that's just so important, and other people can learn from that. Do you like come up with these posts?
Yes, I do it myself. But I'm like so glad that that like you mentioned that it being not repetitive, because I feel like that's really hard at like if you post every day multiple times a day. But I'm super glad that it doesn't come across repetitive, because I think that's what I've been struggling um about, because for example with TikTok, you post a TikTok and then it's like, do I like sort of try to mention in the post that I'm an artist and that I have songs when it's not with my music, but then you're like, no, you don't want like to have a small artist text in every single video you post. But then also that's the video that like does well, and then it's like, oh my God, I could have just written like, and I'm a small artist, by the way. So I'm really glad that you said that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Like I see other people posting, I'm like, it happened to me that I unfollowed some artists because it was just seen that they're seeking for this kind of success like right away. And I mean, obviously, hashtags are very important. Like, I'm even using them myself. I'm not posting much on TikTok, but whenever I do, I usually post like and use the same hashtags because they're helpful, and you're supposed to reach the right audience with them. So
Hmm.
that's okay. Like the hashtags are okay. Like I don't even check them, to be honest, myself. I don't know if other people do, but I just don't. I just look at the caption, and when I see hashtags, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't care
Yeah,
really, but
same.
the content is really important, and I feel like it you always bring something new and something that works. So yeah, that's what got you out there. I feel like myself. That's what I watched. So
Thank you so,
yeah,
so much.
I wanted to let you know. And yeah,
This
so
makes me really happy.
obviously social media has such an impact on artists, and a lot of artists are struggling right now with like algorithm and stuff, and are
Hmm.
really just like not feeling okay with that. But how has it impacted you and your connection with either fans, people who listen to your music, or and how do you think it changed how you approach your music?
Oh, that's, by the way, you have amazing questions. I love it.
Thank
Um,
you.
well, first of all, the algorithm problem I fully get. Like, I was stuck at, I think it was like 50 likes a TikTok post up until the beginning of the year, and I was posting 2 times a day. I was so fucking frustrated, and I just didn't understand why I'm pretty much posting the same things as other artists that do well. and it just gets me nowhere. And I just felt like if it would only go to the right people, then I I don't think there was lots of times where I doubted the music. More of like it doesn't get shown to the right people, and if they don't get the video, they will never know about the video. You know what I mean? And I think it was it was one video that did like semi well, and then like a few people came, and then it's like slowly started to climb, and then I had a viral, well, not viral video, but like a video that did pretty well, and more people came from that, and then it just started to grow. And I feel like at some point the algorithm like sort of got who they need to play out my videos to, because now I have like pretty well interactions under my videos. And I also see like, because on TikTok you see how many people follow you because of each video. um and that's also super interesting to see. And now I feel like they show the videos to people who are actually interested in music, pop culture, Gracie, Olivia, Sabrina, whatever, you know what I mean? I think, but it takes a while to get to that. And I was honestly, anyone who's frustrated right now, I fully get it. I was so fucking over it. And then social media, I'm obviously super grateful for social media. um it's been a huge blessing for me, and I feel like it connected me and so many others with each other. And especially as like a fan base, it's just the most amazing thing to be able to chat on the internet and connect with each other and update each other. It's truly, I think, one of the most important aspects of my career, also one of the most time consuming. um but obviously, as everybody probably heard 100 of times, there's also sometimes it's also a blessing in disguise, and um or like super fucked up and dangerous. I feel like social media can also tear you down at some point. As I said before, like when the numbers weren't very well for a long time, I was not necessarily in a good place. And even now when something flops, I'm like, ugh, like that's messing with me a little. And obviously when it comes to comparing yourself to others, and what I want to like, who I want to portray myself as a person, like I want to obviously be seen from my best side, but then also real as it gets. And I feel like, sorry, I'm drifting away a little, but I feel like that's also a lesson I've had to learn, because um when I was smaller, I would just post pictures that I liked of myself. And as I started doing concerts this year, and getting photographed by others, um, that posts like photos you didn't see of yourself before, or like um, confirmed to be okay, which is completely normal. Like you take a picture of something, you post it. I don't need to give you my permission to post it. But that was like the first time stuff of me was like online that I didn't necessarily think was the prettiest picture of me, or like the most flattering angle. And I think that was something that I had to get used to quickly, because it was just, I think this one photographer at a concert posted a horrible picture of me, like just horrid. I could puke at this photo. um but I had to get used to that, because there's going to be many photos of me that I'm not really gonna like. But then again, I'm also, I think now sometimes I make jokes about it. Oh my god, like what the fuck is, that's not even a pretty picture to post. Why are you even posting it? But it's also cool, because then I like people see like, oh, okay, like she looks like this on her Instagram, and she looks the same on stage, but like sometimes there's an angle that makes her look like super, I don't know, weird, and that's okay. Everybody looks weird from some angles. But that's something I had to get used to, for sure. My mom had to hear me like complain about this for a few months.
Thank you for sharing this. I feel like a lot of people could relate. I mean, not on stage, obviously, but like whenever other people just like take picture of you, and you're like, do I really look like this? Like, what the hell, man? Like, are
Hmm.
you actually kidding me? But We just don't see you like that. Like, I didn't see any bad picture of you, and I feel like I'm deep down in your tags and whatever. It's actually pretty creepy. I'm not gonna out myself out there, but whenever I needed a new picture, I was like, let's check tags, and I was just like
Yeah.
scrolling, and I didn't see any. I don't know what kind of picture you mean. I don't think, but yeah, I get you. Like, I'm not trying to invalidate your feelings because obviously everyone feels this way, but we truly just see you as an angel, truly, like an angel. Like, I cannot imagine, like, whenever I'm seeing these posts, like you on stage or whatever, I'm like, I'm just so proud of her. But I do get it, and thank you for sharing that. I'm sure a lot of other people can relate to it in many ways. Like, for example, yesterday I just got pictures of myself from my Stushkova, which is basically like a senior prom thing, when
Mhm.
like ending school, and we having like green ribbon, which is a representation of like being an adult, whatever. Nobody cares, but I was just looking at myself and I was like, okay, you look good here. And then the second picture was like, what the fuck is this actually? Like, who is this whale out there? What the
Oh my god,
hell?
stop it. Don't talk like that about yourself.
It happened, you
No, but
know?
I think that just like goes to show like everybody has their insecurities when it comes to pictures, and I feel like it's important for everybody to know that like even people who get called pretty on the internet, for example, have photos of themselves on the internet that they find horrible.
Yeah, it sure happens. So, but yeah, I'm glad you said it, and actually, that's a pretty good point. Nobody, I don't think, whenever I talked with someone, nobody ever like said this. So thank you, and I'm sure people will be like, "Yep, I just relate to this girl. I'm gonna follow her and everything." So yeah, um,
Just to like stalk down and find the ugly pictures just for that.
not no 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 not that way.
I'm kidding.
I don't think they could find it, but you do you, as I said.
Yeah.
Um, what advice would you give to young artists to use social media to build their audience? Because I feel like you could do like a training, like real training. I don't know if you had like a social media training. You didn't, right?
No, I didn't.
No. So you're like creating content yourself, as you said. So and it's doing so well, as I mentioned before. So do you have like any advice?
Um, Honestly, just put yourself self out there. I think in the beginning I was super scared to like because I was scared to annoy people if I post about my music a lot, and I didn't do that for a long time. Don't be scared of that. Just like go for it, and if you're annoying people and they unfollow you, that's okay. You'll find the right people at some point you won't annoy. That's definitely a thing. And then just find out what works for you. I think I've tried so many different types of videos um where I tried to like get my song across, and not every way worked. And then I found a way that was working pretty well, and I did it again and again and again until it didn't work anymore. But I feel like that was also super helpful for me. And I think one of the most important things was probably to figure out like who my music resonates with and what these people also like. For example, Olivia Rodrigo, Gracie Abrams, and Sabrina Carpenter, I feel like are names that my music gets compared to, or lots of people who listen to my music are a fan of these people. Obviously, lots of others, but specifically these three. And when I found out about that, I was just, oh my God, I can't talk anymore. I was starting to make music or make social media posts. Sorry, somebody just called me. Based on or built around these three, for example. Like I would use an Olivia Rodrigo sound and captioned it with something that adds my music but also hers, and then some Olivia fans would come across my video, and then with the others, of course. I feel like find out what the people who are supposed to like your music also like, and get their attention. And like stay fully true to yourself, and don't give up and like be very consistent. I feel like consistency, even if it's just for the algorithm, is super, super important.
Well, this was a training by eileenalister. You're very welcome, people. No, but this, thank you, like, for saying that. I even learned from that as not an artist, but as a person who is pretty much like engaging with other people, I guess. So yeah, I agree with honestly all of this, and I myself like to discover artists who are similar to my favorite artists, who are bigger. And
Mhm.
I even saw people comparing their music to yours, so it's happening out there, Eileen. I saw a
Really?
TikTok. Yes, I think I saw TikTok like 2 days ago, and I wanted to send it to you, but I couldn't send it to you on TikTok because you're allowing to just like your followings. But then I wanted to send it to you on Instagram, but I just like completely forgot because I was doing something else, and I was like, oh,
Oh my God. Oh, but that's so cool though. What the hell? I didn't
yeah,
see that.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I'll try to find it. I think they used hashtag like eileenalister, so I'll try to look for it and
Oh
then.
my goodness. That's so cool.
Yeah, but I had a dream like very long time ago. I think it was like 3 months, and then I was writing questions for if I'll ever have podcast with eileenalister. I'm gonna write these questions, and I just actually digged into my laptop and I saw two questions who I feel like are interesting. So
Go ahead.
uh, I think I have two who are like interesting. The others are pretty much shit, but these could be good. And the first one is if you could share a funny or unexpected story from one of your gigs and something that your fans might not have heard before.
Wait, say that again. Say it again, sorry.
If you can share a funny or unexpected story from one of your gigs
Mm.
and something that nobody ever like heard before.
Oh, okay. Wait, let me think about that. We've all of course had a bunch of malfunctions that were pretty funny. Um,
The unexpected story I was thinking about how your guys' things got stolen. I was mad and flabbergasted. I was shopping with my mom and I was like, Mom, look at this. Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, how can someone do this? And we were bitching about it for like 10 minutes in store.
yeah, I mean, that's all of course the first story that came to mind. That was fucking insanity, and it was horrible. We got out of the hotel to get to the car to go grab some food and eat and get to the venue. And the car looked normal. That's like the thing. That's like it was like an electronic car. And when you lock it with the phone and people like the ones that broke into the car, they were pretty close, we assume, and they sort of picked up the signal and were able to unlock the car after. So they didn't break into any windows. They just picked up the signal, which is crazy. So my manager was the first to get to the car and he opened up the one door in the front and it was just like messy and he was like, "Wait, did I made a mess last night?" And then he was also like, "Damn, they really took out all of the stuff to get to the room last night." And then he figured it out that it was broken into. And at first we were like, "Oh shit, like all of the guitars are gone." And then I'm like, "No, the blue suitcase with all of my merch is gone as well." And then my manager looks at me and he's like, "Okay, I have to tell you something. Last night at the meet and greet, we just put all of your gifts into that suitcase." And I think up until that point, I was like keeping it together. Like, you can replace guitars, you can replace merch, we have insurance. But when he told me this, I was just like immediately calling my mom and just like sobbing, like, "Mom, what the hell just happened?" It broke my heart. And I was sobbing embarrassingly long and like ugly crying on the streets of Amsterdam because that just like the gifts I got the day before at the hangout were so special to me and I was just so excited to get home and go through all of the letters and books and presents and I never got the chance to and that just broke my heart. Um but it was really sweet because the next day we had no, that day we had the actual show in Amsterdam and I like lots of the people that came to the hangout also came to the show, and some of the people rewrote their letters or sent me pictures of their letters, but obviously lots of stuff was just gone, and it was really sad.
Yeah, we were talking about it in the group chat when you posted it. Now I just saw it when you posted like 15 seconds ago. I was just like on it because I have your notifications on, and I was waiting for my mom, and I was just like scrolling, and when she came, I actually like opened it, and I was like, what the fuck? And I immediately went to the group chat, and we were like investigating, and we were just like trying to reach like all of the like
Yeah, I saw like all
shops.
of you also like so many people also sent me like suggestions as to what I could do, and I was just like, oh, thank you guys. I'm just like we went to the police, and luckily like Bea and her crew and band were so amazing and so nice. Like we were able to borrow their guitar. Um in the end everything worked out. Luckily we were still able to play the show. It was just like a bitch move, but then again I'm also like I find that at this point a little funny. Funny is the wrong word, but like imagine you break into a car and you're like, oh my God, I just bagged this big suitcase. I'm so excited. Like what expensive stuff might be in there, and you open it and it's just like, I don't know, like 50 shirts of a random girl. And then like letters and Hagerslach and just snacks and like silly little gifts and cute gifts, and you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, what am I supposed to do with that now? So that picture is a little funny to me. But I'm just like, I was also like when we were at the police. That's also a funny story because um my manager and my guitar player, they were very technical about it, and just like their priority was to get the money back for the insurance, of course, mine too. But for me, it was also like obviously like people who stole the guitars, they're not going to return the guitars, but there's a chance they could return my gifts because what the fuck are they going to do with that? So when we had to make a list of all the items they were stolen, they were like guitar case, this guitar brand, and blah blah blah. And I was just like making my list and gave it to the police officer, and it's like a small box with golden bow, letters, a book with a bow on it, and a blue scarf with frostbites crocheted on it, and a little like locket and some bracelets with corpse right on it. I remembered lots of the gifts, and I was just making a list, and I got side-eyed by everybody because they were just like, girl, you seriously think that matters right now? And I'm like, yes, it does. It does.
No, because especially the things that are like close to your heart and are like have emotional value are more important to some people. But yeah, I understand both point of views, but obviously, and especially I felt bad for the people who like made them, but they were like, it's okay. Like obviously, if I were there, I would be just glad that you guys are okay. And I was just like trying to, some people sent me like pictures of the guitars and everything and the gifts, and I was like just trying to find it, and I couldn't. And I
No.
I went to music school, and I was like, okay, think about like what kind of guitar this is. And I was just like trying really hard to like find
Oh my
the brand, but I just didn't find anything. So I don't know what the people did with that. I think they went on the dark web or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm really sorry this happened. We were all just like flat, but I'm glad you guys are safe. I think that's more important than yeah.
For
But I
sure. We were
understand.
also like sitting in a circle after, and I was just like, okay, guys, we like have to keep our mood up. Like, just let's make a little circle and tell each other, like, thank God it didn't. And then it was like, thank God no one attacked us. Thank God we're safe. Thank God we still have my rack, which we need for the show. It's like, at the end of the day, it could have been much worse, but that's definitely a funny story to tell.
Yeah. I mean it is, but also like really like we were obviously like brokenhearted. So again, I'm very sorry, but I'm glad that it all worked out and they were willing to help because our police wouldn't be. They were like, "Oh, so just gifts and some guitars? Okay, like we don't care because we have a law
Really?
that if it doesn't cost more than 1,000, then they don't give a fuck. So yeah,
Okay, well, yeah, no, I mean, the guitars were super expensive.
yeah, well,
So
obviously.
they were, but obviously, like, if it weren't for the guitars, they wouldn't have listened to us as well, I think.
Mm, yeah.
I think the
Uh,
guitars saved our asses and were the most shitty thing to get lost, but whatever. We're all safe and we were able to put together a cool show, so that's what matters in the
yeah, and everyone loved it. I think I watched every video possible, and it
end.
was I
I had the
loved
most amazing time.
I loved the vibe. I remember writing this question um a few after the Zoom. Yeah, I wrote this question after the Zoom. I think it's kind of fun, and I love how it's worded. So I'm just gonna read it as I wrote it that night, and I
Mhm.
said, I've noticed that you're always engaging with your fans on social media. How do you balance staying connected with them while also keeping some parts of your life private?
Ooh, that's a good question. Love it. Um, well, I think since music and obviously the fan base is a very big part of my life as well as my private life, it goes very well together. And I sort of have this like rhythm in my day-to-day life where I wake up, I answer a few, I go to the bus, I answer a few. Um, I like have specific evenings where I'm like trying to sit down and message people back and reply to comments. But obviously, I think the hard part for me is, as I said before, that I'm not able to text everyone back, which also makes me a little sad. And also because I've seen comments where it's like, remember when we were able to have full conversations with her. I'm like, oh, I want that 100%, but it's just not possible with everyone all the time. Um, I think it was I struggled a little bit like 2 or 3 months ago to like stay present in my real life as well. Because I was on my phone so much trying to message back as many people as possible that I like sort of was on my phone too much and I wasn't really present in my actual world, if that makes sense. I had to balance that a little. And I think the part of the question with the keep some things private, I feel like I have a pretty good instinct whether I want to share something or not. I've overshared millions of times, but not like stuff that is insanely bad to overshare. I think one thing that I'm still learning, or I have to learn, unfortunately, and also listened to lots of podcasts that go like around the topic of um, fan base and artists and blah blah blah. Um, and one thing that I'm trying to like do is I don't even remember what it said, but it said something like you can be someone's therapist as an artist, and they explained it with the answer because like for example, I get lots of messages like really sad ones and like people struggling, which breaks my heart to pieces. And I think I would want nothing more than to go there and give them a hug and talk to them. Um, and I still reply to that, of course. Um, but you can s- really start to be a like sort of therapist figure or a comfort figure to the max, because otherwise, like for example, if somebody always texts me like they're going through the roughest time and when I text them back helps, and then I don't see a message for like a month, for example, then it's like, what is this person gonna do? Like, I'm not replying to messages anymore. And it was like sort of codependency. That's what I'm like scared of a little because I want to be there for everyone. But yeah, I feel like I don't know if my point came across right.
No, no,
But
I
it's
get it.
just like to be there for the people, but don't let them be like too codependent on you because you don't have the time to always reply. and if they need you to reply in order for them to be okay, then I think it can be dangerous, and I would never want that.
Yeah, I actually talked about this with Lily, who's an artist, and I did podcast with her uh 2 days ago, and it's coming out this Friday, and we
Mhm.
were actually talking about this. Like, you cannot be a therapist. I think I asked her like how she sees this, and yeah, just I mean, obviously, like, sharing something on your own on your social media and then people reaching out to you, then it's fine, but like going to DMs and being like, I don't know, just saying rough time, I think it's fine, but saying like exactly what's happening and like oversharing too much and then thinking that they can help you, like your favorite artist is not a therapist. I think that's the point of this what we're trying to say. And I think people just need to understand, and as I said again, just some people have such a parasocial relationships with their artists that is actually crazy when I see it all
Mhm.
over the internet. So yeah, I get your point, and you don't have to feel bad, like, ever. Like, I'm sure people understand.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I love nothing more than to, like, because obviously with my songs, I'm sharing my story or parts of my stories, and I love to go through um stories people send me of their life. Like, this is so rewarding, and it's just like you share your story, I share my story, and for some reason, uh, both of our stories relate to a song I made, for example. But it's just like I think I'm scared of people being dependent on an answer or a reply, and I'm just scared of what happen like, because some people I know are really struggling with their mental health, um, and I'm just scared if they're, like, too codependent on an reply from an artist, for example. Like, I don't know, that just scares me, and I just want to be there for everybody and make everybody feel safe and help everybody. But if a reply is, like, the how do you say, like, um, something they need from you, and if they don't get it, then it's, like, shifting, then I think that's what scares me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's gonna sound bitchy, but I don't care because people who know me know that I'm very honest about some things, and I just want to say that you don't have to feel bad or feel obligated, like you need to answer to some things like that, because not only it's about their mental health, but it's also about your mental health, and we are all struggling in some kind of way. And I think finding like a professional help would be much better than just ranting to your artist or whoever you look up to. So yeah, helping is fine, but also there's limits that we need to just like understand and accept.
Yeah.
I have two last questions for you.
Mhm.
The first one is that what can we, I mean, you don't have to share, like this is completely up to you, what are you willing to share and what not, but what should we expect from you soon?
Hmm. Let me think about what I can and what I want to spill. Well, what I can say is there is one more song coming out this year, and it's a song I've played live before, but it sounds completely different. So it's yeah, we've like redid the song probably 10 times, and I think now we have the final version. So there's one more song coming out this year, which I'm super excited about. And then for next year, there's definitely a little bit of a bigger project planned, and we've already been planning a few shows for next year.
So excited.
Um, and what else can I share? Let me think, like what, because I've learned from my mistakes of not hinting on something that isn't fully confirmed. Because I think last year I was like, it was almost confirmed that I was like sort of going on tour in Germany, and then it didn't work out, and I just felt so bad for everybody who was like, okay, we need to figure out who it is and when and where. So there's not a lot of shit confirmed yet, to be honest. But we are planning very cool shows, very cool projects, and Also maybe no, not maybe, definitely more merch in different kinds of ways, and I'm also currently working on a what's this app? Patreon. I don't know if you
Okay.
know it.
Yes.
We're gonna launch a Patreon really soon, where I'm also super excited to put up very like fun stuff and cool stuff and leak stuff. So that's also in the making, and I'm just so excited to hopefully get a little bit around next year and visit some places and play some shows in different places and meet more people from all across the globe.
Oh my god, I'm already preparing money, already thinking the Patreon. Like I'm gonna subscribe like right away. I don't think I've ever subscribed, but I know people who are doing this and it helps a lot. So that's amazing. I can't wait honestly for anything and
Yay.
hopefully see you next year. I'm
Oh,
really
I
rooting.
hope so. I really hope so. Like it's about damn time.
Yes, exactly. Like we need to make this happen. I'm ending school officially in May and then I'm free for 4 months. Like what the fuck I'm supposed to do for 4 months when then I'll go to college. So I'll be pretty much free so I can wait. I'll
That
prepare
is
my
crazy. You
college.
have so much free time. Amazing.
Yes, so I'm very
Then I
excited.
like can't wait for like each date's like an episode of your podcast to be dropped. I'm kidding.
Oh my god, the
Like
jobless girl
chill. You
is
have to like
doing an
also take your time.
episode. Amazing. And last question, I do this question for every artist because I feel like when other artists listen to it, they can take something from it and just like send a little message for other aspiring artists that are trying to do what you're doing. And yeah, just like whatever you want to say to them, it's your time.
Oh my god, pressure is on.
Sorry.
I'd say honestly, because I'm trying to say something that not everybody said. Obviously, like don't give up and stay true to yourself. But I feel like something I haven't talked about in this podcast is like that sounds also super fucking cliche, but like teamwork makes the dream work. Like find other artists in your industry, connect with each other and help each other and support each other, whether like other than like dragging each other down and be jealous of others' success. Like I was lucky enough to find lots of artists from all over the place this year, and we connected and we chatted. And like for example, with the show I did in Manchester where I opened for Chloe Charlotte with Neve Moore, it was just so fun to get together. And now you like support each other on the internet, you give each other advice, like you chat, you like discuss stuff. And there's also Beth McKenzie, who's now a friend of mine, and it's just so cool to like see when other people in the industry are happy for you. So find the right people that are happy for your success and be happy for their success, and push each other, like use their songs and comment and like do the things for them that you hope they do for you. And I feel like it's always really, really cool and important if you have people that do the same thing as you and want the same thing as you, to be there for you and to discuss struggles with you, because obviously not everyone can relate to a struggle a singer might have, obviously. So find the right people and trust them and let them trust you. I think that's what I'd say. That's also what I'd say or tell myself in the beginning of the year. Like, not everybody has the best intention in the music industry, but there definitely are amazing people that will be happy for your success if you're happy for theirs.
Heard the queen. I think that was very sweet. Thank you for sharing.
Like I was so like I like that's the last question. Like I need to like get my shit together one more time. I don't want to ruin everything now.
I hope people are still here because I yap too much. I need to learn how to not talk too much, but I've enjoyed
No,
this
I
so much.
yapped. I feel
No,
like
but I
I've
love it because people are here for you. Like I'm sure this will be pretty much a good episode because people will be there for you and they'll be like, "This black-haired bitch with bangs needs to like be quiet
oh
for like
shut up,
few
Mills. Like
seconds."
everybody loves you.
Oh, I love everyone. No, that's not
I feel like
true.
we need to do this again at some point. Like hit me up
Yes.
for like part two at some point. I loved so much. I loved it so much.
I was about to say that whenever you have a project out, then we can get back to it and
Definitely.
go song by song. I'm gonna be like Zach Sang, but in a
Oh
female
my
version.
god, I love Saxang. But I feel like Mills is even cooler. So
Oh, thank
I'll hit
you.
you up. You hit me up. I love you.
I love you. And thank you for being here with me. And I hope
Thank you
everyone
for
enjoyed
having me.
this. And I hope everyone will be having a wonderful Friday, but because it will come out on Friday. And yeah, I'm sending millions of kisses and listen to Silly Crush. And if you're not listening, then you're a flop. Okay.
What the lady of the house said. Thank you
Kisses
so
and
much for
bye.
listening. Bye, love you.